I'm Chloe.
And I'm Cosette. And this is the 14 Steps Away podcast. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We have almost done an entire month of January. Done.
Yeah.
Completed. Finished an entire month.
Thank gosh. January always flies by so fast, though.
It does. I definitely thought that. I have first a pop culture topic to chat about.
Yay! I actually should have thought of more pop culture stuff. I know there's stuff going on.
I just want to because the other random things personally I could talk about are not quite as exciting as this one.
Okay.
And that is, did you see that the Justin Baldoni voice memo came out?
I did see that. I did see that.
Okay. Well, I listened to it while you were finishing up at work because I really want to chat about it. I heard a little 15-second video.
Yeah, I heard like a clip of it.
Yeah. But I went and I listened to the whole thing, and it was like 7 minutes, so nothing crazy. I accidentally did watch the wrong video first. I watched the TMZ podcast, and so they started with a little bit, and then they started talking, and I was like, well, once they get done talking, obviously we'll pick back up. No, did not pick back up on it.
Awesome.
So I stopped that one and went and watched the correct thing that was actually just the full voice memo, and I wrote down my notes for it. Quite a lot.
Wow.
Okay, so if you don't know the drama, it originated with It Ends With Us, the Colleen Hoover book that was turned into a movie. And to keep things short, the general argument was that Blake claimed that Justin made her uncomfortable and sexually harassed her, basically. And he claimed that she took over the movie and he was pushed out and he was the director and she rewrote scenes and just took everything over. I feel like that's the general backstory.
Yeah.
Well, the voice memo came out, and from my understanding, it was there was this big meeting about something, and that was part of the whole. I honestly don't know very much about the case, but I know enough.
Yeah.
I guess.
I know, the general.
One of the big meetings that kind of when things, I guess maybe they had their first disagreement on something, she sent something to him and he responded at 2 a.m. with this voice memo. The 2 a.m. of it is a bit weird. I've seen the claim that, it's that industry, there's not that much time.
Yeah.
A producer, director, whatever, they work whenever they can, when an idea comes to them, whatever. A little bit bizarre, but not a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I thought on initial hearing a voice memo, weird. In the voice memo, he definitely insinuates they do that a lot, that they send text voice memos regularly. Not that on its own would be weird, but just the way he talks in it would be weird. I would explain it as he was very sultry, and it was just raspy, and I don't know, the vibe was just sexual and weird.
And he released this voice memo?
He released it, him and his team. Yeah.
Why did he think that would make him look good to the world?
I don't really know. I think that his idea is that he's not hiding anything.
Okay.
That he'll release things, but I definitely thought the voice memo was weird. I do not think it helps his case at all.
Okay.
And I don't know, there was just a vibe about it. A lot of people in the comments were describing it as he should be reading romance novels. That is where he missed his calling.
I mean, I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah.
Just his overall vibe, his looks, the way that I mean, not the throwback, but him and Jane the Virgin.
Yeah.
I always perceived him in that way.
Yeah, I do think he missed his calling. I think that he could really slay reading romance.
He could be
books,
the audiobook.
Yeah. So I guess that would be the best explanation. And it could also just be his voice. But there was just a weird element to it that it's if I received that, if a coworker sent that voice memo to me, maybe topics a bit different, but talk to me like that, that would make me feel uncomfortable. And let's see. He said, I have some quotes, "Excited to spend time with you and be in your sphere and your presence and share creative juices."
Juices? What kind of juices we talking about? And how creative can they be?
Specifically the line of, I'm so excited to spend time with you. He said that probably 6 times. I'm just excited to spend more time with you.
I wish I could play devil's advocate here. I'm going to say, if I were playing devil's advocate here, I could say, well, he is a lot smaller of a celebrity than she is. And if he sees her as like an inspiration and creative person, that kind of thing, I could see why he would be overly excited, especially given it is Blake Lively in comparison to him. I could say that. But then again, I think you also have to take into consideration, like,
I think that's
your gender, like your
work with you.
Agree. Coworker, yeah, for
I'm
sure.
so excited to
work with you or to collaborate on this or to whatever it may be. The voice memo thing, I'm sorry, I don't know if that's normal in that thing, but I think that's weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Like a voice memo to your coworker who is no.
Yeah, if you haven't heard it, I honestly think pause now, go listen to it,
I
and
haven't
come
heard
back
it.
because
Is it long?
No, it's 7 minutes.
Oh.
But like,
should I listen to it first or no? You're gonna give me all the
I'm gonna give you all the details,
Okay.
but you definitely need to listen after. But, as listeners here, I think that everyone should, tune in and go hear it just because, like, it's just the vibe of the way that he was talking, honestly.
Perhaps so. Yeah, because I wanted to slouch, but okay. Perfect.
I don't know. It was just super strange. But I think specifically the whole I'm excited to spend more time with you, the way he said it, the way he repeated it, and the fact that that was the wording and it wasn't work with you. Bizarre. But that is not the weirdest, I would say. I did think it was weird just because of how many times it was repeated once again. But I definitely got the vibe that he was under an influence. I just wrote down I thought he had been drinking.
Okay.
Again, just the way he handled it. Here's some things. And like you said, to play devil's advocate, I do think, yes, she is a bigger star than him. He mentioned that. He mentioned there was something about like Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds kind of when they disagreed on when Blake and Justin disagreed on something, supposedly Taylor Swift and Ryan stepped in and kind of like bullied Blake's point. And he points them out. He said, you have great friends. I wish we all had friends like that. And not to mention, like, the two of them, some of the most creative people. Pair that with you. Like, you guys are such creative people. And, like, he definitely compliments her. And, to a degree, yes, she's bigger than him. More excited. Like, he's excited to work with her.
Mm-hmm.
But a specific quote, once again, was, I get to work with Blake Lively and have her, all of her. I mean, that's what I want. Again, in his voice, like, maybe it's nothing.
I can picture it.
But it's like, it actually felt like he was trying to... in his head, he was, like, taking her clothes off. The way it was like...
Initially, my reaction is, why would you say that?
Mm-hmm.
That's not appropriate.
Yeah.
But again, I'm going to pretend that it's not weird and play devil's advocate. One could say that, I guess, in the defense of, this is hard to make an argument for, to be honest, but I'm just thinking, like, have you ever met a weirdly creative person where they think that they're super deep and they think that they're super, like, whatever, and they're just being weird?
Yeah.
I feel like I've been in a conversation, like, not in a sexual way. I've, like, been in conversations with a creative person who they, like, think that they're asking questions that are, like, intimate and deep and thought-provoking and creative, but they're actually just crossing a boundary.
Yeah.
And it could be that he thinks that he's one of those people having, like, a deep thought-provoking, that they have that sort of relationship with each other. They can be that on that level with each other, where it's just coming off creepy and you are crossing a boundary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way, still crossing a boundary,
Either way,
still
very
wrong.
weird.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're
Yeah.
in his brain, he literally might not see anything wrong with it.
Yeah. Well, next thing he said was, okay, he didn't say it like the way it would read, but he said, me. Like, he said something, felt like it was out of line or whatever, and was like,
Oh.
me.
Which, like, I just think choose your words wisely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Then he
if you
said,
didn't,
he mentioned, basically, I guess that little snippet goes something like, me, I should just, like, stop. I should let you go for the night. You probably are at home with a baby on your boob or something. Baby on your boob was a specific quote. And then followed that up with, give Ryan my love.
Okay, that's another thing that makes me think also celebrities are freaking weird. Celebrities are gross and creepy and weird. Okay, maybe you shouldn't say gross. They're creepy and weird.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, I think a lot more than you would think. I think a lot of, like, higher up celebrities are, like, probably, like, having, like, open marriages.
That's what I thought,
in a
yeah.
way, and, like,
Yeah.
going to these, like, I don't know.
Like, are
So
cheating, but they're allowed to.
yes.
Yeah.
So I think that because of, like, the closeness when you're, like, filming with someone for an extended period of time
an
and
intimate role.
late nights,
Yeah.
you guys are tired, exhausted, whatever the case may be. Obviously, he doesn't have an issue with her husband, I guess.
Yeah.
That he feels comfortable saying that and then following up with "give him my love" makes me further attached to the him thinking he's just, like, a creative person
Yeah.
who's a deep thinker and whatever, which again
I-
doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want this to come off the wrong way. I don't want it to come off like victim blaming. I want to understand why she wouldn't say, "Hey, I don't like the way you said that. Could you I don't know. I don't like
Yeah.
that you said I don't like what you said in that voice memo. It made me a little uncomfortable. Could you not?" Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they did have those conversations and
Yeah,
she's just not
yeah.
airing that out.
Yeah.
Maybe I mean, we're not seeing her side of the voice memo. We're only seeing the voice memo he sent.
Yeah.
But all that being said, the baby on your boob is a really weird thing to say in general. I could only see myself saying something in that context if it was like me with another woman and
Yeah.
we're like grown up talking about our kids or whatever. Like I sent a voicemail to my best friend or my sister and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you probably have a baby on your boob." Whatever. Even then, I probably wouldn't use that
You still,
verbiage.
I was going to say, the verbiage still
I
wouldn't
probably
be used.
still wouldn't,
Yeah.
but that's the only time that I could imagine verbiage
Like, you wouldn't
that
do it, but it wouldn't be
casual
weird.
being
Yeah.
it wouldn't
Yeah.
be that's the only time it wouldn't be weird.
Yeah. So strange. Like, I think that he thinks, he obviously released this. I think that he thought that, he's like, no, like, I'm saying it's fine. I assume Ryan's like, not necessarily listening to this, but like, I'm acknowledging him. It's not anything weird. Like, this is just me talking to my coworker. I'm just going to say, if someone said that, if a male coworker said that to me and Justin heard that, that would come off weird. Just like any woman, like,
Mhm.
I don't trust any woman that has anything nice to say about me to my husband. No.
Yeah.
I don't trust women's intents ever.
Yeah.
And like kind of vice versa. If you're trying to say something to to who you're talking to, significant other, weird.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, like a girl, tell her she is so pretty. Okay, no, don't ever talk to me ever again.
You could just tell me I'm pretty.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell
Yeah.
him to tell me. Also, he knows I'm pretty.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that's kind of a far off example, but like anytime that there's that kind of, the way it's being communicated is through someone else, I don't know. That would still come off very weird, I think, to a significant other.
I can't imagine I can't imagine a situation where that wouldn't come off weird to
Exactly.
anyone.
Yeah. So super.
Like if a friend overheard that voice memo and I say I play the voice memo out loud in front of a group of friends, they'd be like, "That's weird.
That's
Why
weird.
did he do that?"
Yeah. And then the last thing I noted on was, it means the world to me that you trust me with your feelings and thoughts, but it came off a bit condescending. Because it was like, it wasn't so much validating. It was just like, I don't know, it was just the way he said it. But I will say, up until this point, I felt a little confused about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that what was being presented from both sides was like, not sure where I stand. There's not enough information because you know, I think a lot of people, maybe it's clear, don't love Blake.
Yeah.
I think that she has some haters in the industry, and I think maybe those haters seem a little more chill. And so, not haters, strong word, but it seems like maybe she isn't perfect.
Adored.
Yeah, adored, exactly. And then from his side, it's like, well, I don't automatically want to be victim blaming. She's saying something. So I kind of got to hear that point. I could see that maybe she's tough to work with. People don't adore her, but like I'm not going to automatically go to his side because you know, just loyalty to women. So I kind of felt on the edge about everything, but I do think his voice memo is not pushing me towards his side. I definitely think there's more that could come out. I do think, maybe there is some level to it, like maybe he was being sexually harassing, like not that voice memo is uncomfortable, but I don't know if it's, anything that deep. So it could or could not be, but like either of them could be doing something wrong. There's so many layers to it, and obviously we don't know all of it. But the voice memo did not make me feel strongly for it. Didn't bump me to his side.
Hmm.
I still feel like I need more information because it's just seemed like a very layered onion.
I feel like I'm also just seeing a bunch of stuff that's like out of context as well.
Yeah.
Like I saw a clip yesterday or so, and it was like them in the like dancing scene where she claims that he made her
Yeah.
uncomfortable during that, but
Yeah.
also in the video clip it's her saying like you need to pull me in closer and you need to
Yeah.
do this or you need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's really hard when you're, it's
Yes.
really hard because it's like you said, I don't want to victim blame. So I want
Yeah.
to hear you out.
Yeah.
But whenever what you're saying is conflicting with what's on camera,
Yeah.
it's a little
I
hard.
I want to believe you because you're saying something happened to you. I want to believe you, but then there's also this side where, he's saying you took the movie from him and there's a bunch of bad interviews coming out, or there's celebrities that clearly don't want to go up and socialize with you that seem like they're just a little more chill. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm curious
Have you
about it
ever
all.
listened to any of the like Am I the Asshole podcasts?
No.
So there was one that I used to listen to, and I don't understand Reddit. I don't understand like those
The-
like forums.
yeah.
I'm not like
Yeah.
tech savvy, I guess. I
I
don't
don't
know.
understand
Whatever.
Reddit either.
But I listened to one long enough to pick up on all the lingo. And it was like, I guess all the like comments of Reddit, like the posts that are in these Reddit forums are
Mhm.
like whether the verdict
Yeah.
basically. YTA, you're the asshole. ESH, everyone sucks here. And NTA, not the asshole. There was more, but I don't remember them. What I'm leaning towards right now is maybe not the most popular, but I would go with and everyone sucks here right now.
Yeah.
And
Agree.
I would say that generally speaking, I am a little biased. I think that I am one of the Blake Lively haters.
Mhm.
And only because all of her previous coworkers in
Yes.
every like movie and show
Mhm.
she's been on, ones that I do trust, like
Mhm.
Leighton Meester,
Who we love and
who
adore
we love and adore,
with everything in me.
her disdain, I guess,
Yeah.
towards Blake doesn't really make me feel comfortable.
Agree.
Or like apt to be on her side.
Mhm.
Also, there was someone else that was big for me that I was like, ooh, they don't rock with you?
Yeah.
Oh, watching the interviews of her like
Yes.
in that movie or that show or
Yeah.
whatever, the one with Anna Kendrick.
Mhm.
Watching those interviews, I was like, ouch.
Yeah.
You
It was-
suck.
I was gonna say, honestly, everything before It Ends With Us, I liked Blake Lively, but I didn't keep up with like her interviews or who she
Yeah,
kept up
right.
with, whatever, any of that. But the first thing that comes out is, I guess the first bit of drama was people just kind of hating on her for the way that she was plugging Ryan's movie, Deadpool, at the same time. So
Mhm.
that was the first thing that comes out. And that's when people started digging up the interviews, digging up all of this. And I turned sides real quick. I was like, honestly, it's not like I had strong positive feelings for her. I just didn't know anything. I liked her from what she had been in, and that was basically it. But once you got some facts in here, some
Mhm.
interviews that are like, girl, you can't deny that
Yeah.
is like bad. Definitely moved away. And then as things have gone back and forth between her and Justin, yeah, I just feel like I'm not
Yeah.
based on the first thing being the interviews and her behavior involving everyone that she's around. It's really hard to sway me back to that side, but I'm trying to be strong because of, I want to take what she's saying about him seriously just to, like, give her the chance. But, like, yeah, she's kind of not quite made her grave, but she's also not far from it. Made her bed,
Yeah.
one might say.
I guess my official opinion as of current is that I don't think that common people, all of us, I don't think that we know actually
Yeah.
anything about celebrities and their personal lives and their personal relationships or their work relationships at all. And so I'm kind of just based on the accusations and him not making it better for himself, and also the fact that it's well known that she sucks.
Yeah.
I just tend to lean towards they both like are probably crappy in their own ways, and like
Mhm.
maybe in this particular scenario, like maybe she is the victim in this scenario, and I don't doubt that there are many women who are the victims
Yeah.
of weird behavior like on set. I also just feel like maybe there wasn't a need to. I don't wanna say that either, because if she is a victim, like,
I think
do
they're
your
both
own
guilty.
thing, say whatever you need to say, yeah, but,
Yeah.
like, I don't think anyone is innocent in this.
No.
Because also it was, like, it came out or something that she made him and his friends and family all, like, go to
Stay
the
in the
basement
basement,
during the
yeah.
premiere
Yeah.
that he's the director of.
Yeah.
That's crazy, because like, that is supposed to be, like, a really big high in his career and a highlight for him, and so especially given that she is obviously an A-list celebrity in comparison, and
Yeah.
it might not be a big deal to her because she's been in so many things, but to him, it is
It
a
could
big
be a big
deal.
deal, yeah.
So, yeah, I just think that they both have their qualms, and I just think that I'm not pro either of them. I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, well,
No.
that sucks."
I'm intrigued, I want more. I
More
want
knowledge.
more knowledge about it, but definitely both
Mhm.
have messed up here.
I have something I thought of that I didn't know if we can cut this if it's not interesting at all, but, I did you see the girl on TikTok who, what did she do? She posted her, like, her wedding reception photos
Yes!
and blasted her
Oh my gosh,
photographer.
yes, I actually wanted to talk about this, but I had almost too many feelings about it, and so I hadn't, but I did plan even if we did not talk about it on here, I didn't write it down, but, like,
But we had to talk about it
when I
anyway.
saw it, I was like, "We have to talk about this." So I'm more than willing.
Okay, I will say I am primarily in the dark. I know a little bit of information about
Okay.
it, but I have opinions based on the little information I do have. One, I didn't watch the OG girls
Okay.
video bashing the photographer.
Yeah.
I have only seen the photos,
Mhm.
and I've seen other people's opinions on it. So I've seen mostly other people saying like, one, there's so many topics in this topic.
There's so
Because
many.
one, there is the
I, like,
topic
rabbit
of
holed it.
photographers coming to her defense, saying
Mhm.
like, you know, same as like the hairdresser issues. Whenever hairdressers come
I'm
to
so
other
excited we're
hairdressers'
talking about
defense.
this.
Also, another topic within that topic is people talking about since when is it cool to come on here and bash your wedding vendors? So I've
Mhm.
seen a lot of people talking really good about their wedding vendors, saying like I would never bash them, blah blah blah, and other people saying like again like I don't know, don't talk bad about your vendors, whatever. So there's that topic. There are so many things.
There are.
All I've seen is photos, and what I can gather is that why in the world, can we just pause? Why
Yeah.
in the world would
Let's
you make your wedding
Mhm.
reception theme like carnival?
Yeah. I think remove the drama, remove the
Yeah.
pictures, remove the post. Let's just talk about the theme.
Like that's
Because
gross.
That is
Vomit.
so weird.
Vomit. Sorry.
Yeah. And it's like, no, it just was
I'm
I
not
don't
sorry
understand
actually.
it.
Which like it's your wedding, and if that is your vibe, go for it. I guess.
But I'm just
But
wondering
I
why it was
don't-
your vibe.
I think that there's something. Okay, everyone's opinion is going to be different because there are a lot of people whose wedding vibes are very different from mine. But I can appreciate a different wedding aesthetic than mine. What I don't appreciate is tacky. That's tacky. And because, like I said, I know, and all my like, not all my friends. There's a lot of people I know that like that I've been to their wedding or whatever. There's a lot of weddings that I've been or witnessed or like know people who have had weddings in very different aesthetics than mine. And I don't have anything against those.
Yeah.
There are very beautiful wedding aesthetics that are not mine.
Not mine, yeah.
Like there are so many different types of beautiful weddings, but a carnival wedding reception is tacky.
It is,
It's
yeah.
like
It's giving 2013.
it's like I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to get too crazy on here, but maybe I should say it. I just feel like, okay, there have been a couple weddings that have gone viral on TikTok for handing out interesting wedding favors. And I just think those are sort of on the similar level to me.
Yeah.
Tacky, trashy.
Tacky. Yeah.
Mostly just tacky.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, tacky.
Yeah.
And I feel like, like I said, her vibe, her wedding, do your thing. Some people might think mine is, no, you can't.
No, you can't.
It's not the same at all.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You don't have a theme.
That's like
that.
having no.
No.
That's like having I can't even compare it because I don't want to offend anyone. Number one, and number two, I can't think of anything that's like as weird as that.
Yeah.
Like on the same level. I don't know.
Like I even think about people that do weddings on like holidays that I would never do them
like
on.
a Christmas
theme. Or like a Halloween. I've seen people do that. But like
yeah.
That's honestly not comparable.
Honestly, it's not comparable because one, if you're doing something, if you're having your wedding on Christmas or on Halloween, totally within your right to have a Halloween or Christmas themed wedding.
Yeah.
Got it. Also,
and
there is a way to do a Christmas wedding so beautiful,
elegantly, yeah.
And there's a way, I think that there is a way to do a Halloween wedding not tacky. Also, the type of person who has a Halloween wedding and does a Halloween theme is still not doing the same tacky that this carnival wedding is giving.
It's very weird.
And you chose a random day to have a carnival themed wedding.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
No, just so weird.
It reminded me of my parents' decor at all their Halloween parties when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't unsee it. I was like, this is giving like
a Halloween party.
A Halloween party.
Yeah.
And not what you're thinking it's giving.
Yeah.
At all. I don't know what she thought it was going to give.
I don't either.
And a lot of the photos were really good for what she was working with.
Yeah.
Like obviously, I will say the nighttime photos, they suck, in my opinion. I don't think that they're very good.
No.
Her editing style is still very good. But
I think
all of the ones in light, she did a good job capturing the essence of the guests and the bride and the groom and their fun little stuff. But once it got nighttime, it was real hard. And you know what? I don't blame her.
I had a lot of thoughts about it. So many. Too many. My thought, I think the first video I saw was not hers. I saw a video of someone duetting it. So I saw a little bit of hers and then some comments. Went to her video immediately. Immediately, there are things that she did wrong. Tagged them.
The photographer or the
bride.
She tagged the photographer?
She originally tagged the photographer.
Oof, that is rough. Why would you do that? Well, that's just, that's mean at that point. That's, spiteful. And I guess she thought, oh, the photographer will see it anyway. But, that's mean.
Weird. Very weird because it's like she wanted this photographer to get bullied for it. She wasn't just trying to rant
she
or,
wants everyone
draw
to agree
awareness
with her
or explain.
And go to her page.
She wanted to hurt this other photographer. There was, if she's tagging her, I'm sorry, the tagging is incriminating. That's it.
Yeah, that's not good.
And she also, she went in and edited the video after. So I only know that from people talking about it. Because when I went to the video, she was not tagged. But it did say, she had edited the caption or something.
Too late.
Yeah, weird. So that, that's undeniable. What I would say about it, I thought that the people coming to the photographer's defense came at it in a weird angle.
Agree.
The bride posted about, she should have been more specific, I think.
Yeah.
I think that to say, these are the reception photos we got back, it wasn't specific. She didn't specify, the late night ones. I don't know. I feel like the way she went about it, it was on purpose to discredit the rest of the pictures.
Yeah,
she wasn't focused enough on something specific. The pictures that she showed were bad. That's it. Done. From my stance, I think the pictures she showed in that video, there were only a couple that were fine to me.
Yeah, I agree.
And the photographer did what she had what she had to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So the pictures that were fine in that video, kudos to her for doing them. However, majority of the ones she showed were really, really bad. And the people coming to the photographer's defense about it came to the defense of she just didn't want this style, that they were film pictures. those were not like film pictures.
Also, the bride didn't seem to be having, from my perspective, she didn't seem to be having an issue with the editing style.
No.
It seemed to be the photography itself.
I personally am all for a aesthetic photo that
Mhm.
maybe isn't your basic. There's movement in it, it's a little blurry. I can get that vision. That is not what this photographer produced. And that is how I feel like people came to the rescue. Was I saw a few people totally pointing out that the rest of the gallery did have good pictures. Some of the bride should have acknowledged, or like I said, she should have been more specific if she wasn't going to acknowledge that some of them were good. Again, for what the photographer had to work with. Some of the photos in the entire gallery were good. My question is, why were the bad ones included in the first place? In the sense that I did not feel like I don't think they looked like film. I don't think that they looked like this different aesthetic. Like, I feel like the people I saw coming to the defense said, like, well, part of the photos were like, photos you would want framed. They're your classic look back on your wedding photos, and others were Instagram worthy. Those are not Instagram worthy pictures. They are not like aesthetic photos, arguably. And I don't think that was necessarily, I mean, the theme was bad, and I think that made it harder, but it just looked like unexperienced photography to me for some of them. Again, some of them were good, but I think people should have focused on that some pictures were good and not focused that this girl just didn't get the aesthetic. Because I didn't think that there was an aesthetic in those ones. And my whole thing is like they just weren't. I just don't know why those ones were included. The whole point of like going through, I feel like a photographer that does editing is they get rid of the ones that aren't worth getting back to the bride.
Yeah, I agree. I will say, like you said, I think that there were some in the album or whatever it is. I think that there were some that were good, but I have two sides to this. One, I do think that a lot of them were just like a lot of the photos that were really crappy, to be honest with you, and ugly from the reception were just like straight shots. It was just like,
Yes.
this is what this is.
Yeah.
It wasn't like artistry. It wasn't
No.
like, it wasn't, yeah, it wasn't really what a photographer, like photographers would like, should like pose it
Yes.
or angle it or make it look to where you can make it look
You
better
can make
than
it look better than that.
that. I will say, however, I think their theme, in no world in my head is it good, but I think that let's be real, they had a field where they set up
Yeah.
random little tents and random little games and whatever.
Yeah.
It's really hard at night to
Yes,
work with a huge field and a few decorations.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, okay, I'm just thinking about, like, where I'm having my wedding. There are a lot of trees, there's a lot of greenery, there's a lot of, like,
There's
a lot of things to
aspects.
distract from the sky and the ground. There's a lot to fill the empty space.
Agree, yeah.
A lot to fill the emptiness.
Yeah.
A lot that can make a photo more interesting in a lot of ways. And if you are going to have your wedding reception in a field, which nothing against, I think
that can be done well.
that's an option.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that and you're going to set up all these games and these whatever and these signs and blah, 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 there's only so much a photographer can do with the empty space.
Yes.
She could have done like close-up photos where there's not as much grass or not as much sky or whatever, but there's a lot of emptiness in like a standard shot of what you're looking at. If you're looking at the entrance of that reception, there's a lot of sky, there's a lot of side space. It's obvious that it's a huge field.
Yeah.
And that's where I think, in a sense, the photographer could have done better in a way
you can make the most out of it. Like
make the most of it.
The theme is bad, the decorations weren't great. All of that is definitely, I don't want to give a percentage, but like that is an issue.
Yeah.
You did not have a good slate to work with as a photographer based on this theme. But as a professional, there is a way to make the most out of it because no wedding, I mean, very weird. Probably want to have experience with a theme that bizarre.
Yeah.
However, you should be able to know those angles, know how much to
Also,
keep in it.
Maybe don't say yes to doing that wedding if you don't think that you're capable of pulling it off.
Well, that was the other thing is that the photographer that I guess made the video responding just hired, she had someone else that like, the woman that was hired was not the woman that did it. She like outsourced for the other photographer. So.
Oh. Wait. So it's like a second shooter? Oh.
From my understanding,
Is
there
the
is
young girl the second shooter?
I'm not sure. I watched the one response that basically like she was like explaining that the person that did go was someone that she trusted, that blah 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 she expected to do well, and that she was sorry the bride was disappointed with that person's pictures kind of explanation.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I definitely think there's a lot of sides to it. I think that there were a lot of things wrong, but I just thought that, and I mean, the bride definitely went about it in the wrong way. Um, for that particular situation, it felt a bit targeted. And she also had bad taste.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the fact is, there were some bad pictures in there that should not have made it back to the bride.
I agree.
And so when I saw the video that was immediately defending the photographer / photographers,
Now I'm gonna look back at it while we're talking.
I was
about
gonna
it.
say I kind of want to too. It just seemed interesting because there are better pictures on there, so it's like, okay, yeah, we could focus on those, but she wasn't talking bad about the good pictures. She was talking bad about the bad pictures that they should have never got. And it's just not about like aesthetics. Like, it's, I didn't feel like, because there just wasn't anything aesthetic about those ones. But yeah, I want to look at them too.
I can't even find it. Also,
And
who
that,
spells Austin like that?
I agree. It looked like it straight up came off of an iPhone 4.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like the haunted trails.
Yes.
It looks like the pictures that you would see on their website.
And that is to blame on our bride here. But that is not aesthetic. That is not film emulating. People coming to the defense of she just didn't get it. Like, there's an aesthetic to that. She's trying to do film.
Like,
she provided.
I don't think this
different-
one is bad.
No, it's not bad.
I don't think that was necessary. Also, never mind. I don't want to judge people's wedding taste, but I don't like her dress.
No. I thought that the whole thing was a bit strange.
Okay, this is a horrible photo, but also this is ugly.
Yes. Agree to both, yeah. We got another situation where both parties are wrong.
And like, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's really hard though. I will say, like, I'm definitely like very neutral on this because I see both sides, but also like, how the heck are you supposed to capture this in a good way in nighttime?
At nighttime, yeah.
Like,
that one is not that one. I'm like, okay.
and like, I love the ones looking like this where you can see like a lot of things happening.
Yes.
And like she put this in her bad video too.
Yeah.
I don't think that's bad. I think that shows exactly what you
I
had.
think that's what was there, yeah.
This is horrible, but
I don't understand. Like, as a photographer, that might be what you're working with during the picture taking.
oh,
but
and the
during
full wedding gallery is really pretty. Like all the like all of the actual photos are really pretty.
And even the reception photos that she didn't include, there were a lot more kind of like that one that we agreed with her dress, that the quality is better. But it's like, someone said that she was trying to, like I mentioned again about the film, like I think someone said that she did like the pantyhose thing. You can emulate film in post when editing. Why are you making it like, it literally looks, some of those look like they were taken on an iPhone 4 from a 10-year-old.
Was this a Utah wedding?
I'm not sure.
I feel like it has to be.
It would check out.
I need to find her. What is her freaking account?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I need to find her.
Okay, sorry guys. That was just probably a lot of complaining on two specific topics.
Oh, is her account taken down?
Maybe. I saw her video, like, it's been a good few days at this point.
Yeah, I like skipped past it when I initially saw it. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I just think that that's crazy. But
yeah.
What was next on your list?
I have a couple kind of small, quicker things. Not that any of our viewers can see, and you already know, but I got my nails done.
Wow,
I got
so cute.
pink chrome, and we're gonna kind of see how the chrome holds up, because I feel like we can all agree that our chrome always chips, and I paid extra, and I hope it holds up really well.
Mhm.
But I'm really happy to have a neutral. My next thing is that Justin cut my hair this morning.
I thought it looked different. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I
But
felt like
it's
it was
cute.
getting really long. I didn't want to go too short since I was like having to go to work right after. I do frankly think I could do a
You need to
tiny
go
little bit
shorter?
more. But I was just a little scared because I really liked it. It looked really good the last time I cut it because I immediately like got dressed up for Halloween. Like the
Mhm.
day that I cut it, I wore a Halloween costume and I was like,
Yeah.
I look perfect right now. It was short, undeniably. It was very short and I was kind of worried I didn't want to go too short for like my big day at work. So but I did cut my hair. I have a fresh new bob, but she needs to be shorter, I think. Um Also another I only have two more. We'll say one more. Keep it short. I have a weird hip pain. I have had a pain in my
Hmm.
hip for like a week and it's awful. And it's not like a pop type of thing. It doesn't need to pop. It's like a muscle or something, but it literally won't stop. And
Have you made Justin massage it?
I think my mom has one of those little massage guns. I think I need to go use that. But like I looked it up on TikTok. Thank
Yeah.
goodness for our educator there. I definitely think whatever popped up was what I have, but I don't know why because it wasn't like I had like a crazy day at the gym and then it
Yeah.
started hurting. It just started
You
hurting.
just slept weird.
Yeah, and it will not go away. And it hurts so bad when I'm standing or walking or
Oh my
sitting.
gosh.
It hurts all the time. And it's like there are sometimes I can get in a position where it doesn't hurt as bad, but like most even that will like it'll start hurting at some
Oh,
point.
you're hurting me thinking about it.
But it hurts so bad. And I've been trying so good to get like my little steps in. And, we'll talk about that for when we get into the actual topic. But having hip pain is making that a lot harder. I
Oh
just can't
no.
like
You're
I've had
elderly
bad back
now.
pain, but it's never lasted this long and it's always felt a lot easier to get rid of. But it's like it's such like a weird like it's like from my lower back down into my hip and like the side of my butt. It hurts so bad. I just kind of wanted everyone to know that I'm have this weird lingering pain for like a week.
On the topic of pain, that's weird. I have one too. Lately, like I guess for the past 3 days, maybe 2 or 3 days, every time I burp or sometimes swallow, mostly it's just when I burp, my right ear, like inside my ear, like inside the tubes of my ears, hurts like really bad, like whenever you have an ear infection. But
Oh,
only when I burp. It's like releasing a pressure, but like it's like it won't like when your ears need to pop.
but it's
It's
not
like
going all the way away.
yeah, and it just like hurts. It's just pressure. And also for some reason, I've been burping a lot more since this started. Either that or I'm noticing it more cuz it
Because
hurts
it hurts,
every
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I don't love that that's happening to me, but I thought that it would just like go away and it hasn't gone away. So, it's gotten a little
Awesome.
better. Like today it wasn't as bad, but it still hurt. Like the first day it was like I wouldn't shut up about it. Every time that it happened, I would be like, "Oh my god, this hurts so bad."
Yeah. Well,
But
we're just falling apart. Couple old ladies.
I know, we're frail.
I guess I am a liar. I am going to mention my last thing just because I won't say very much about it. Um, I never talk about work on here except for, I guess that was last week, maybe the week before. I said I put in my notice, and when this episode airs, I will officially no longer work for that company.
Yeah,
And that's kind of crazy
that is
to
really
think about.
crazy.
Like when this episode comes out, I will have turned in my laptop. I will have deleted Outlook from my phone.
For now.
There's some uncertainty, but like I will have done that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say jobless because I won't be jobless because we've already manifested my perfect job.
Yeah, you already have
But
a job, so.
um I will be free of one and be taking the strides to a better.
Yeah.
Um Maybe I don't even want to say that much. I don't know. But would you like to introduce our topic this week?
For sure. This week we are doing our January faves. We have one made it through a month. What? We have made it through the first month of 2025 successfully, and I'm holding on by a thread, but we did
We
do it.
technically will have done
We will have done it. And we haven't done our faves in a while, a few months, I
Yeah.
feel like.
Because
Maybe
we
we
did the
have, I
best
don't
of
know.
2024.
Yeah,
We did the
there
best
was,
of
like, no point to
2024,
do
but
faves, yeah.
yeah. So we
we're
haven't got a
doing
focused one.
We're doing our January faves, and it's a new year, so we've got new favorites coming your way.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are the same, of
Some of
course,
them,
with
but
some overlap to be expected.
yeah, of course.
But we have some January faves for you.
Yeah,
Would you like to start?
sure.
Okay.
My first one is kind of broad, but downsizing. Not minimalism, but also definitely far from maximalism. I have been very much downsizing this month, and it has been really good. Like, every time I get rid of something, I'm like, I want to get rid of more. Like, why do I have so much crap?
Interesting.
I just feel like, I mean, obviously, I am still very much a sappy, hold on to keepsake type of person. But as far as just like random things, I have not been shopping, and I have been like Goodwill, Plato's Closet, Uptown Cheapskate, clearing out. Dumpster, clearing out.
Okay.
Did you notice our rug's gone? Well, gone's a stretch.
In my head, it was definitely still down there. I think I just didn't notice.
Cleared out.
Interesting.
One thing.
I was wondering when you were gonna bring your Christmas stuff.
At this point,
Not going to?
probably.
Yeah.
Because I thought about it this past
And then,
weekend, but there's
yeah.
so many other things I want to do on the weekend. But I will note, I might have availability, so maybe I will do it next week.
True.
And
And I think it would make you feel a little better to feel like, less
yeah,
whatever. But
yeah, I don't know.
it's not like you're not gonna have to go back there anyway.
Exactly.
So.
That's why I'm like, if we have time for it, we have time for it. If not, like, we'll just have a bigger pile to take
True.
if we wait. So, yeah, my Christmas stuff is in totes in the corner of the room. Sorry.
Nobody can see it, so it's not
No
real.
one can see it, but it's there.
Okay. I guess one of my January faves is gonna be Real Housewives of Salt Lake.
Slay.
Because I've been watching it and not really watching. I mean, I've been watching, but I've not really been like paying close attention. I've just been like, it plays
Yeah.
and I'd be watching it. Never mind. I thought of something that I wanted to talk about, but we can't talk about it because you don't really like know about it. So it's like it's not really going to be interesting. But for anyone who keeps up with The Bachelor and Bachelorette / has for several years, Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell broke up. And this is a really devastating time and a devastating loss for Bachelor Nation at this moment. So let us grieve, while also noting that Rachel Kirkconnell went on the Call Her Daddy podcast. And
You're right. I have no.
I just can't wait to
comment.
watch the episode. That's all. Anyway, back to the point. Real Housewives of Salt Lake. I have been watching it or listening to it while I do my thing, turning it on while I cook, turning it on as if it's a podcast. And these ladies need to grow up. Like, I know that it's like good TV and whatever. I think I'm on season 2, and I'm just waiting for season 4, the finale of season 4, because that's what everyone says is, that's the only reason I'm watching it, because one person told me. One person on, I don't even know. One person, Jake Shane, one person being Jake Shane, said in his podcast that season 4, the finale of Real Housewives of Salt Lake, was the biggest betrayal on TV ever. So
interesting.
So
I do wonder how it'll
I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna be real mad if I get to that episode and I found out he was talking about a different Real Housewives, because there's so many different.
Yeah.
And he and Olivia Jade were talking about all the different Real Housewives, and he was telling her which one to watch, and the one that he told her to watch was not the same as the one that I'm currently watching, but it was like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm watching it. I'm listening to it a lot in January. I turn it on during like little spurts of downtime when I just want to have some noise in my ears. And they are noisy ladies.
Noisy. On the topic of shows / television, I put on mine miniseries. Like the short ones that have like less than 10 episodes in them, and there's only like 1 or 2 seasons out. I've been eating that up all month. And I just keep bouncing around because I get invested, but I only have to be invested for so long. I'm trying to be really brave about not rewatching my comfort shows, because it feels like that could happen any minute now. Like, I just need something to watch, but I'm trying to take in other things, and it's been super fun. So I guess in January I watched Severance, Silo, Big Little Lies, and The White Lotus. And I feel like maybe there's one more, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. And it's been super fun. So I have like these little shows that kind of feel a little bit more like movies because they're bigger budget
Mhm.
than, a sitcom or something like that. And it's just been fun. So that's been a focus of my January.
Okay. I'm gonna go onto another show because that was another honestly, I would say that it's a really recent fave, so I don't even know that it's like I think it will follow me from January to February, but I've been watching Say Yes to the Dress
Okay.
because I've been just thinking about my wedding dress because I bought it in September,
Mm-hmm.
and I've just been like, there's only so many. I mean, I just look at it all the time, and I just was like, oh, you know what? I need to watch Say Yes to the Dress because sometimes you just want to put on something like wedding and like
Yeah.
whatever, but not a movie. So, I put that on, and I actually cried during like the first episode
Oh my
of that I
gosh.
watched. I don't even. Also, okay, let me think. Let me gather my thoughts. One, I cried because they had the girl on the show, her mom has like a terminal cancer. And so they were going wedding dress shopping, but she's not engaged.
Mm.
And her mom flew her dress secretly to Kleinfeld's to have her daughter try on her dress. So she's on TV, wedding dress shopping for a wedding that doesn't exist, trying on a dress from not the store she's at.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Anyway, I only cried because she and the mom had like a special moment and it was really sweet and they were crying and also she was really pretty and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, she's so pretty." Anyway, but I was crying because they were crying, but then I was just thinking about it and I was like, "Hey, what the fuck? Like they how are they allowed to do this?" Like
Yeah.
anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. I've been watching Say Yes to the Dress. Um and it's pretty fun. Also, I didn't know that did you ever watch Dance Moms?
Yeah.
Do you remember Jill,
Yeah.
Kendall's mom?
Mhm.
I didn't know that there was another daughter.
Paige?
No,
No?
that's the other late. That's Paige and Brooke. What's the mom's name?
I don't remember.
Jill is
I haven't seen
Kendall's
in a
mom.
while. Yeah, I do remember
But
her. For some reason, I thought. Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, you're right.
she was on Say Yes to the Dress, Jill and the other daughter. And Kendall was, I guess, a bridesmaid or something. I don't know. Anyway, I was just thought that was weird.
Yeah,
I think
that
that was like
is.
2015 or 2016 or something.
Yeah, it's been forever since I watched that, but I do keep up with some of the girls,
Mhm.
honestly. Kind of following the same thing, I also had movies on my list because I've been watching a lot of movies. And typically, I don't. Typically, I have a show. It's at least 6 seasons and I just binge it and they're the type of shows with 24 episodes. Like that is what is typically my regular TV content. But I've been watching a lot of movies and that's also been fun because I'm only committed to it for one night, which obviously, but usually it takes a lot for me to want to watch a movie. Like I want to watch whatever I'm in if I'm watching a show. But I've been watching movies because I've been having a lot of fun rating them. I should have been rating movies on IMDb the whole time. But I started doing it when we got the AMC Stubs A list. And I will say I haven't had very much good luck with movies lately, but I have been watching them. And I do just feel like those are two, the miniseries and movies are notable because that is not what I do most months. So worth mentioning. Not very
Okay.
exciting, not a specific thing, but
Okay. I have two songs.
okay.
Should I play a clip of them into the microphone or shall I just say them?
Maybe say, and if we want to do it, because I don't know what the copyright thing is.
Oh, okay. Well, Va Va Voom by Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
And it's on the same album as Starships. And that vibe has just been really, I don't know what to say. It's just been like festering, I guess, or
Okay.
lingering.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been thinking sometimes it gets me through a rough drive to work
Mm-hmm.
or a rough drive home from work. It just gets my energy pumping.
Yeah.
Something about that lady.
And that lady.
Love her. Someone was playing Nicki Minaj at work the other day in the back, and one of the decorators goes, she, like, I don't know, she was, like, mad because she doesn't like anything, and she didn't like that they were playing Nicki Minaj because she thinks that Nicki Minaj is trash. And she was like, "There's no music worse than Nicki Minaj." And I was like,
That's a
"Do
very
you, like,
strange.
hate fun
I was gonna
and
say
happiness and,
fun.
like, being a girl? Like, do you hate that?" She hates everything. I love her to death, but she hates everything. She whenever I I say something, I'll be like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah," like, was being a hater, and someone will come around the corner, "Who? Who do you think?" No,
Yeah.
none other than the
The
most
only
hateful
hater,
person you've
yeah,
met.
yeah. The most
Um,
hateful person
she
you've
hates
met.
everything.
Wow.
She hates cats, she hates I already told you this, she hates iPhones, she hates cats, she hates Taylor Swift, she hates Nicki Minaj,
Mhm.
apparently. I think she hates Chappell Roan. She
Mm.
hates
She hates everything.
I guess she hates being mainstream. She's just different. She's
She's just different
quirky.
like
She's just
that.
different. Mind you, she's also, like, 34, 35. So, like,
Mm.
the I think that's another part of it, like, the age gap
Yeah,
is just different.
yeah.
And, I will say 34, 35 is not old. I don't think she's old. She
But
always
she's
thinks that I'm
just
calling her old.
not staying
It's just
relevant.
we're not in the
Yeah.
same thing. It's you're not
Like,
on my
you could be
vibe.
a cool girl, but you're not a cool girl.
But, like,
The age really,
also
unfortunately,
her
isn't
I
a
think her
thing.
husband and her have an age gap. Her husband is I don't wanna say significantly older than her, but he is older than her. I think it's, like, 5 or 6 years. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Anyway, he's older than her, and, um, she said that, like, guess she used to listen to, like, more of what the people his age were listening to. So, as if her music tastes weren't already far removed from me, it's
Even further.
further.
Yeah.
Fine. I don't have anything against that. Anyway, she just hates things. But on to the topic of her hating things, we were talking about Valentine's Day today because I was like, "Oh my gosh, are you excited for the Valentine's Day stuff?" And she was like, "No."
She hates Valentine's
She hates
Day.
Valentine's Day. She said I said, "You guys," she was like, "We don't do anything for Valentine's Day. We got stuff for the kids, but, like, we don't do anything with each other for Valentine's Day." And I was like, "At all?"
Ugh.
She goes, "No, not really." I was like
Immediate red flag to me.
and I love Valentine's Day. I will say me and Adam don't usually do anything crazy, but I was like, "Nothing?" I was like
I
a
mean,
card,
very clear
flowers.
you hate the colors red, pink, and being a woman.
True. But she said she didn't like, I can't think. Oh, she hates TikTok, I think, too. But she also, she did it anyway. I said card, flowers, nothing. She was like, "I hate cards." "What do you mean you hate cards?" She's like, "There's no point." I literally tell him not to get me a card because, she's like, "It's just a waste. Like, I'm just gonna throw it away." Gasp. "You're just gonna throw it away? What?"
Jaw drop.
Yes, I was like, that's not even an option.
I almost cried on demand hearing that,
I
actually.
know. And she was like, "I mean, like, I keep it for, like, a month and then I throw it
Oh
away."
my god.
I said, "Does he write in it?" "Yes." And I was like,
That
"I
is brutal.
love getting cards from
Yeah.
people." She was like I said, "Adam, like, we always at least get each other." I was like, "We don't do anything crazy, but, like, we usually, like, do get a card and, like, something like, a thoughtful
Yeah.
little put together sweet thing, whatever." And she was like, "Does he write in it?" Do you think I would keep a card that just from
Yeah.
my spouse that just had, like,
Well,
the
there's no point
generic
in a
printed
card
exactly,
if you're
there's
not writing in it,
agree,
yeah.
agree, unless you're, like, a grandparent or
Yeah,
something, but,
yeah.
like, from your spouse, there's no point.
Yeah.
And unless it's, like, a funny, silly one, but still, even then, you would still
you
write
would
to me.
write something, yeah.
And I was like, "Yes?" And she was like,
Copy.
"What does he write in there?"
He professes his love to me.
I was like, how awesome and perfect I am and how wonderful our relationship
Yes.
is and how I make his days brighter. I don't know."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Ew, vomit."
Oh my goodness.
I was like, "I think someone, like, stole your little heart and soul from you."
I was gonna say, she has not been in the right
But in
relationships.
the same breath, she'll say things like how hateful she is, and then in the same breath, she says she'll make my wedding cake for me off the clock, like, for, like, half off, and go crazy and make it beautiful, which I'm not ordering my cake from there anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I was like, "That's such a sweet and kind gesture. How can you have so much hate?"
Yes. Interesting.
So, yeah, I love her, but she is a strange dichotomy of a woman, I guess. I don't know.
She don't rock with
She don't
Nicki
rock with
Minaj.
love or Nicki Minaj. Sorry, that was a really, really long anyway, whatever, long-winded, but Va Va Voom by Nicki Minaj. And
What's the other one?
yeah, the other one is, Love Me Not. The The one with I don't remember his name. The one that's featuring another guy. I can't remember his name right now. Rex Orange County. Don't cancel us because of Rex Orange County. But Love Me Not by Raven Lene featuring Rex Orange County. And I know that's really popular on TikTok right now. I can't think of the lyrics or I would sing it for you. But I also probably still wouldn't sing it for you. But it's good. And everybody should listen to it. I'd be blasting it. Again, full blast on the way to work. I'm pulling up. My speakers are bumping.
It's vibes.
It's vibes.
That's a really good point. I didn't put any music on mine, but it made me realize that I should. Unfortunately, mine I would also say I found from TikTok. And mine is I am on the Denial is a River train. I love it. Pump through my veins. Obsessed. Because it's just like, yeah, turn it up. I'm hype. Also, from listening to that, this is Doechii, by the way.
Yes.
Nissan Altima, also on the same album. I really do rock with it. The vibes. And I heard people talk about like that they kind of thought 2025 was going to be the year for like female pop artists. I do think that's a thing, but like I guess this is like the hip hop too. I'm like
2024 was female pop.
I agree. But like I think I might be kind of going back to my hip hoppy ways.
Okay.
Kind of.
See, I can get behind that.
Yeah. Like, and there's vibes. Not that I ever left them, but like, you know, new music came out. I shifted to different waves. But like, I rock with Doechii. I love her. She's giving what she needs to.
Okay.
Obsessed.
I also would agree with that. I think there's something about her. It's different.
It is.
The energy is there. I think it's I think it's a little bit like theatrical in a way.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I like it.
I was gonna mention another one, but now it's not here. Oh, I didn't really listen to it when it came out. Megan Thee Stallion's most recent album. The only song I had from there that was on my like I had downloaded, I only had one song and it was called Bourbon. And I liked it. And then I realized that it came off an entire album. And the album is 18 songs. And I haven't really given it a listen to. I've listened to a few songs, but I'm thinking that maybe that'll be a February because
Which one?
The Megan Act 2.
I don't think that I've heard it.
I haven't really listened to any of them. So that's not a January fave, but on the topic of, you know, some female artists.
I'm going to have to listen
I'm going to have to listen to that because I loved what was that album called? Yeah. Yeah. That one was obsessed. I love that one. So
that was a good one.
Worth noting. And then also the SOS Deluxe by SZA.
Okay.
Some of the new songs on that, BMF specifically, love. And then, honestly, Love Me For Me. All of the new ones on the Deluxe, I really do like. And she's also just a vibe. So.
Wait. I want to go to that album because there was some that I liked on there too.
But that's a very good point. I hadn't thought to put my music on my January faves.
Scorsese Baby Daddy.
So good.
And then there is more, but I can't find them.
Well,
there were more, but I can't find them right now. So just imagine that I have more than that.
Yeah, amaze. My next thing on my list, I'm trying to see if there's, well, I guess I bounced off of yours. So you can go.
This one's not fun for anyone. It'll be quick, but the Mio for your water. Because I've been drinking a lot of water. So hence I've been using the Mio a lot. Specifically the cherry black cherry blackberry, whatever the flip it's called. Cherry blackberry, I think.
It's funny because when I was thinking about my faves, I was like, ooh, maybe I should put water flavoring. And I was like, I have not been good about drinking my water. Why would I say that?
Unfortunately, I've been really good about it, which I guess is fortunate, but also unfortunate because like it's probably not good to be consuming that much of the Mio either. I go through those like real quick.
I be going through them, yeah.
Like, I'm going through it. And also, it's not cost effective to be going through it like that.
Yeah.
I guess water's free, but no, it's not. I pay my water bill.
Yeah, I pay my bills. I think that's fair.
That's one of mine.
I mean, since basically we ended up with all the same categories, I put specifically, we've talked about zero sugar drinks. I would say that my January fave was Pepsi Zero.
Wow, you're on the Pepsi Zero wave.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been really rocking with Pepsi Zero this month.
I got back on Baja Blast because we didn't have it for a while, and then Adam found it, and so And we
It's
haven't
probably
had
because I bought them
we
all.
haven't had we haven't had Dr. Pepper Zero in a while, and we just got some more of that, so I'm really pumped about it.
Amazing.
But I don't honestly because I'm drinking so much water, I don't even have time to drink soda. This is the first soda I've had in a while.
Wow.
And
She's so brave and
I'm not
strong.
going to finish it because it's flat now because I opened it hours ago. But it came from work, so it was free.
Free.
I mean, if my boss is listening to this, it was 50 cents, but it's free. Okay. Oh, that was yours?
Yeah.
Sorry. My next one is my hand knit sweaters that I've been wearing.
So true.
Because making an outfit, like putting on an outfit and putting on a hand knit sweater is like you're putting on a ball of love, number one, and all of your hard work. And you
Like
look in
a
the
ball
mirror.
of pride.
Yes.
Yes.
You look in the mirror and you go, wow, I made this,
Mm-hmm.
number one, with my own two hands.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing it and it's not ugly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like, okay, I don't want to hurt the crochet people because I'm not a anti-crochet knit.
Only.
What's the
Yeah.
word? What's the word? Read my mind, please. The one where, okay, like you transition. I don't know what the word is. Whatever. Anyway, I'm not ex crochet, hate crochet, anti crochet, pro knit. But every time
It
I
hits
wore
different.
anything crochet,
Yeah.
I was always like, this could fall apart. Not even that it could fall apart, but it was also like there was always some sort of issue with it. I was always like worried that it was gonna fall apart, or two, it was like see-through, or three, it was gonna like I was gonna like flash someone or like whatever. Like I was always scared of something while I was wearing something crochet. I don't feel that way when I wear my sweaters. I feel like they are a unit and they are built with love and time and energy, and that they
just are perfect.
They are perfect.
Yeah.
And even if something were to happen with them one day, they were made with so much love that when they eventually do deteriorate, they will still be perfect.
Yeah.
Like I'm not scared when I'm wearing my hand knit sweater.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fearless. I'm brave.
Yeah. Amazing and proud. I did, of course, put knitting on mine as well. I finished my first sweater this month and could have finished a scarf last night, but instead I'm still working on it because I don't try things on when I should. And I mean, it's an honorable mention. I've been doing it this month, so I'm noting it. I guess I don't have that much to say about it, but I have been enjoying it, and I'm excited for my next project.
I also put knitting on mine, separate from the hand knit sweater situation, just like knitting in general, because of course I haven't stopped. It's the hobby for probably all of this year. But I was gonna say, did I tell you that the sweater that I was making, that I started, I guess the other day whenever I was here with my like bigger needles,
Mm-hmm.
I'm working bottom up. So obviously I can see once it gets to a certain length, I can see how wide the bottom is becoming. And it was like, nobody can see this except you, but it was like this long. And I was like, maybe my gauge is a little off. And I had to unravel all of it because obviously I'm not going to keep going. Because
Yeah.
one, I'll run out of yarn. Two, I'll be mad whenever I make a sweater that's like 5 times the size that I need it to be. So it would just be such a waste of time. Anyway, so I start unraveling, and because I had done a significant amount, like it was like this much of rows. So I had done a significant amount, and also it's this wide. So let me show you a video really quickly of me unraveling it and being sad. Okay, one.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I was like, this seems a little too big. And it was,
How did you get that far into it?
well, because initially it's supposed to be oversized.
Why is it so big?
I couldn't think of.
It's so long.
And because I'm holding 2 strands at once, not only did I have to unravel the whole thing, I also had to separate the strands in order to like roll them back on their skeins like correctly. So it took a long time, not worth mentioning, and I did restart. And now instead of making, I guess my gauge was off, I guess.
I guess it
So-
was a little bit off.
Instead of making a medium, which is what I was making, I'm making an extra small and
Mhm.
hoping it fits like her medium. And
Ooh,
so
I've never
far,
even thought about that.
instead of like having
is
to like
such a
actually
hack.
do the gauge,
Yeah.
just be like, okay, well, how many stitches do I think I need to take off? 30? sounds right, like, looks right. I counted, like, 35 or something, so then I
Yeah.
was like, "Okay, that's basically the extra small, I'll just do the extra small."
Life hack. I love that.
Life hack.
I feel like that works.
I think so too. You don't have to, like, actually do the math for every single thing,
Yeah.
just, like,
Just some of
what's
it, maybe?
closest to
Yeah.
that decrease, whatever. Anyway, so, knitting is a favorite even though I've had some downfalls.
Mhm. And it will continue. It is an honorable mention. Honestly, there were some things that I was very big and brave this episode, and I did not put them on my list. We all know them. Don't need to mention them. They are still
I
favorites.
was gonna say, I also thought about putting it on there, and
Yeah.
then I was like,
You guys don't need to
"You
hear
guys
it
don't need to
again.
hear it for, like, the
But
6th
I
time."
felt that knitting was still worthy of being on our
I
list
agree, and I'll probably
because it does take up so much.
and it's so new, it's a new
It is
hobby,
still
so,
new.
like and
Yeah.
also, there's because it's new and you're learning new things, it is something new every month that you're,
Yeah.
like, accomplishing with it, so it is different, but
Yeah. I finished my first sweater this month, so that's worth mentioning,
it is.
I think. And I do love it. It turned out so well. Okay. Is it my turn?
I think so.
I think so too. I'm just gonna. The next one on my list is we have been walking the dogs more than taking the dogs out.
Good,
Taking
yay.
the dogs on walks, and I got them new collars. So we are training them, and like it's like an alternative to the metal prong collars. They're just like little rubbers. And we have been training them and going on walks with little training treats. And everyone is being so good and brave. You know, maybe everyone's a little chatty when we still see people, but in general, we have a lot of things to work through. Um, General, just paying attention and being able to like, you stop when I stop, you sit next to me. They're
Mhm.
perfect. And the loose leash thing, I don't hold Ranger. I wrap him. So like I just wear a leash and he's perfect. I wear it like this. No one can see. And he just walks next to me. We walked to Dutch Bros yesterday and got them pup
Wow.
cups and it went very well. In general, I would say that Asher's doing better than I expected. Ranger's doing very well with me, and I can distract him a lot easier. So if someone is near, I think that he he's more treat motivated.
Mhm.
So it just works out. He kind of will pay attention to me more, but they are still chatty out of excitement. But it annoys me because they're big dogs, so they sound mean. But if like that person was up close, Asher would be totally fine. They're
Mhm.
just so chatty. But it is going very, very well. And so, yeah, I mean, if that's not clicking for you, instead of taking the dogs out to pee, we are taking the dogs on a walk, like around the neighborhood. And that might not be a big thing to everybody, but like, I don't know. They aren't like, they get hot very easily, which sounds silly because like, I know that people would think of Australian Shepherds as working dogs, but like, I don't know. They are not that much about like, if I took them to the dog park, they'd like ask to leave. Like, they don't
Yeah,
want to stay
yeah.
out there. Like, that's not their thing. So, like, I don't know.
But maybe they, like, walks more than,
Yes,
like, a dog
they
park
definitely
situation
do.
because there's, like I don't know, it's more
Yeah.
exciting.
But I don't know. My point in mentioning that is that we aren't awful parents. It's just that we have been prioritizing that more to get our steps in and get them like acclimated now. And it has been what we've been doing. And I have been liking it. I've been very proud of everybody. And I would do it a lot more if I did not have my weird hip pain.
Yeah.
Because after the walk, it's always like, oh my gosh, I'm falling apart. Like right now, I'm just
Mhm.
sitting here and it hurts really bad. But yeah, a January fave is taking the dogs on walks, which obviously people with small dogs, I know people take their dogs on walks a lot, but like we have two large dogs. It's not going to be happening as often. And we are doing it every day. And I just don't want anyone listening to judge us dog parents. But
I honestly feel like I mean, I don't think we take Pookie on enough walks. I think that no dog can really be, like, walked enough unless you're,
yeah,
like, living in somewhere where you're walking all the
yeah,
time, but, like, I honestly feel like I don't feel like we walk Pookie on enough walks because he does love walks, but I'm trying to figure out what I wanna say. I just feel like whenever I was, like, younger, we always had boxers, and I feel like I took her which we were young kids and, like, I was always wanting to be outside, but, like, I took her on walks, like,
yeah,
30 minutes to an hour-long walk, like, every day, I was always walking.
Yeah,
I
and
was
it's
a
like
child, but I
I'm
was
like,
like
"It's
always
cold.
yeah.
I'm waking up, I'm taking the dog to pee, and
Yes.
I'm walking back
I was gonna
upstairs.
say, like,
Sorry."
one, if I have to be at work by a certain time and I'm the one taking him out and having to feed him and
Yeah.
whatever, like, in the morning, he's not getting a walk.
You have to just, like
You have
yeah.
to, like,
You
plan
have to
for a
plan and
walk.
you have to prioritize it, and usually, like, that is not what they need for, like no dog is having a bad life because of that. Like, this is
No,
just to
especially if,
help.
like, they're healthy and whatever, and
Yeah,
then yeah.
this is something we can do to be more present and be helpful to them, but, like, they are fine. Life will go on. They are being they have stimulation inside.
I was gonna
All's fine.
say,
But,
yeah.
like, we have been trying to be more intentional with that as if we have perfectly behaved dogs and we're people that just go on walks all the time. But
Maybe you'll inspire me because I really do need to take Pookie on more walks. I think also the big thing for me is the cold right now. Like, 'cause
oh,
I
yeah.
love walking and I always will like whenever it's warm outside, I always take Pookie on walks. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
leave him up there whenever we go on a walk because honestly, he likes going on walks. He
It's
doesn't really
good
get
for him.
he's young right now, so he doesn't really get that tired and I know that that'll change a lot whenever he gets older. So I'm kind of taking advantage of him being so like energetic and wanting to run
Yeah.
around now.
Yeah.
Um, and it gets his energy out, and
Yes.
so, like, he chills for the rest of the day. So I'm like, I like taking him on walks, but it's so hard to be like, "Yeah, let's go on a walk."
Yeah.
Especially because apparently pugs aren't good at the cold. I don't know, that's what the internet said. Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
I will say scarves. I've been
Mhm.
wearing also this is a favorite because obviously it is the winter.
Yeah.
But I've been wearing scarves every day. Like every time I take out the dog, I wear my balaclava and a scarf and a coat because I'm like a baby and I hate the cold. But I've been wearing scarves like with all my like anytime I put together an outfit like on my off days or anything, I feel like I'm always wearing a scarf.
Mhm.
Like spices up the outfit. It's like a
It's so
vest.
fun. Yeah.
I don't know, it's just a little accessory and I love it. I've been having fun with them.
Super fun. Love it. I have a clothing item that would go in the winter category as well. And it's gonna sound really silly, but I have snow overalls from the Target kids section that I got last winter. And kind of on this, I guess not so much for the topic of taking the dogs out, but if I was taking the dogs out to go to the bathroom, I would normally change out of whatever comfy thing I'm wearing and put on something warm to go out. But I started just having an outer layer. So if I'm wearing like something not super warm, like I would throw my jacket on. But now I also have jacket for my bottoms, and that is my snow overalls. And they're fleece lined and then they're like water resistant on the outside. And so like I have like an outer layer that is what I put on to go outside. If we're going on a walk, I'm wearing athletic wear. That's not a thing. But if we are just like quickly having to take the dogs out, I'm not gonna go change my whole outfit to be something cozy when I could just throw on an outer layer. This might be common sense to some people, but it's never been the way I operated.
No,
I
that
would take off
yeah.
like my thin PJ pants and put on sweatpants to go outside. Now I keep those on and I just throw on my overalls and my jacket and then I take that layer off when I come in. I've been rocking with it.
Oh, that makes sense. I definitely don't I definitely am too lazy in the morning to take off an underlayer and put on. Like if I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts, I'm just gonna throw sweatpants and
Yeah.
a sweatshirt over the t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah. If I have like shorts or like biker shorts, usually I'll throw
I
it on over,
I
but
slept in leggings last night and I woke up and I just put sweatpants on over my leggings.
that's fair. Yeah.
I was like, I'm not who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's smart and it's a good favorite, I think.
It's just kind of niche,
Oh
but
no, yeah.
not how I've operated before. And I do really like it's a jacket for my legs.
Yeah.
I won't keep it on while I'm in here, but like it's so easy.
Mhm. Well, good for you. My next one is also due to my little health thing or whatever. And that is Halo Top chocolate caramel brownie
Ooh, good one.
because I go through I swear to you one a week. And I would go through more than that if I had the option. I'm just limiting myself because they are $5. And I go through one a week. But if we went to the grocery store more, I would go through more than one a week because I realistically go through them in 3 days.
So you're only
Because the
allowed one a
serving
week,
size is a third of the pint.
and you're
I'm
not gonna have
I mean,
less than
like,
serving size. Yeah.
exactly. So, like, I'm gonna have a treat. On the topic of, like, little dessert things, I'm gonna slip this in here really quickly, and lately, I have been because I'm trying to be healthy and trying to, like most of my health things are, like, making sure I'm not overeating because I enjoy food so much that it's like, I just want to eat a million cookies because they all taste so yummy. So I only bake 2 or 3 cookies. And that's just been my vibe. Just baking 2 or 3 cookies.
Yeah.
I've been doing that a lot.
Very, very proud.
It's really hard because I love cookies. And then I'm like, I could just eat the dough, but I don't. Except for sometimes.
Except for sometimes. I don't know if I put this on. I feel like I have had this on a list because I remember seeing it as a bullet point and it looked silly. But I don't remember when I mentioned it was. Maybe I didn't talk about it. Maybe it was in my daily routine. We never did
Oh,
that.
yeah, maybe.
But sausage.
Yeah, you did. Wait, you
Yeah.
did mention it. You said
Yeah.
because like you're not good at eating breakfast and you've been making sausage.
I still love sausage every day.
Yay.
Sausage link is the preferred method, specifically Kroger brand sausage link. Yum. If not, Walmart will do. But I love a sausage link. I have 3 to 4. It's just enough to not fill my tummy, but it's just enough to get me to lunch paired with a coffee. You know, not a coffee on an empty stomach. It's a coffee on a sausage stomach. Perfect.
Coffee on a sausage stomach.
I love sausage for breakfast. And I'm eating breakfast because I'm eating sausage. So
Yeah.
I'm such a brave girl, not skipping the
You are.
meal, just having some protein. And that's it. Coffee and 3 to 4 sausage links every morning.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That is my fave, and I hope it never stops. I hope I'm never off my sausage wave.
I'm gonna say, on the topic of breakfast, a fave lately of mine is scrambled eggs with cottage cheese in them.
Okay.
So like scramble the cottage cheese in with the eggs. And that's actually the only way I can eat cottage cheese not blended. The only time I use cottage cheese a lot, but I'm sorry, I'm not a freak. I'm just not. And so I'm gonna blend my cottage cheese when I put it in anything because the chunks are ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But when I put them in my eggs,
It works.
it works.
Okay.
And they're so cheesy because it's
Mhm.
cheese, but it's high protein and good for you.
Yeah. Very smart.
I know. It's a life hack.
Life hack. Honestly, cottage cheese in itself is a
Cottage
life
cheese
hack.
is a huge life hack
Yes.
for the health girlies.
Staying on the food wave, and since I mentioned coffee, I go through phases of if I want coffee at home, if I prefer coffee at home or if I prefer coffee out.
Mhm.
January, I preferred coffee at home.
Woohoo! Saving money, living better.
Yeah, like sometimes my coffee out hits better than my coffee hits more than my coffee at home. This month, my coffee at home has been much safer.
Good.
I can control it, and it hasn't been hitting out and about. I think I only had coffee out and about a couple times, like genuinely, like maybe 2 times in January, just because it's like I'd just rather wait till I got home.
Yeah.
And yeah, that flip flops a lot for me personally. But this month it was at home.
Unfortunately, due to my little health thing, I have not been having a lot of at-home coffees because the only sugar-free syrup we have is the cookie dough, and there's only so much you
There's
can
only
do
so
of the
much you can
sugar-free
do, yeah.
cookie dough, especially because it's like it's really not that good anyway. I need to invest in the better, like the ones that I like, but I just don't feel like doing that because they're $10 a piece.
I know it
You could easily spend like $60 on coffee syrup.
for sure.
I'm gonna say because I said the Halo Top chocolate brownie because I've been using that a lot and it's been a favorite. My ice cream koozie that my bestie made me. My bestie Coco.
Honorable mention.
Every time
so
I'm holding
lucky.
my pint of ice cream, I go, "Ugh, I'm so glad I have this.
I'm so glad my beanies aren't
And
cold.
because I've been eating so much of that ice cream, I have been using the koozie a lot.
I'm so proud. I'm so glad that it's going to good use.
It is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I cannot say that sewing was a fave. I did no sewing in January. I've been knitting.
You said one of your goals was to stop crafting as much in that way.
Yeah.
So you did.
Yeah. And I've got a little bit more time with knitting, and that's why I have to finish up my stash. But like, if I have new hobby of knit, why sew? Not
True.
really. I have so much fabric to go through, but it will be there when I'm ready to sew again.
You could probably use your yarn that you could probably repurpose it to like just hold it 2 strands of it and use bigger needles and you just chill.
That's true. I didn't think about it because I can just use each end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Mine, I was going to put my Onisukas. Just because I was trying to think about like clothes that I really liked this month or shoes I really liked. And there wasn't really anything specific, but since I got those basically, I think I got them in January, like the very beginning, I thought that they were worth mentioning just because it's a new thing.
Okay.
Not much to say about them. I do love them. I think the silver is so fun.
Mm-hmm. I hmm. My next one is maybe it's annoying of me, but my next January favorite is gonna be TikTok because I'm just feeling. I feel a lot of feelings about TikTok, but I just really love that I have TikTok because I am a child, a toddler, and I'm obsessed with it, and I love it, and I'm glad that I have it.
Perfect.
I deserve that platform.
I only have a couple left.
Me too.
One of them is that we got Justin or our household an Xbox. I think that was this month. And it's been really fun because I've never had an Xbox, but I do love a little toy, a little game. I just can't deny it. And I got a very silly little game because, like, the little Game Pass thing where you can download anything. How fun. I got a game called Little Kitty Big City. And I think it's like a little Japanese game. And you're just this little kitty
In a big city.
in a big city. And I mean, you just play. You have these little missions and you just do silly little things and it's very fun. I don't do it very much. I don't play very much because it's not as productive as if I were making something. However, it is fun. So, the Xbox is a mention, I guess.
Good. My next one is staying home. I don't want to go anywhere.
Okay.
Nobody make me go anywhere. Even the things that I want to do, I don't want to leave the house for them. Like, oh my gosh. I think it's also the winter. I think I need to hibernate. Like, I think that if I were able to just lock myself in my apartment for a couple months until it got sunny and warm outside,
Yeah.
that would be okay.
Yeah.
I don't it's like a lot of the things I need to do, I obviously have to leave the house for, like errands and such. And I'm like, I don't even mind going and doing the errand if it meant I don't have to leave my house and get in my car, drive myself to the thing that I already don't really want to do.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I don't want to go.
You're in your hibernating era.
Yes, and like I don't be like, "Do you want to go do this?" No. I don't. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. And it's just like I'm in my lazy era. There's only so much energy I can like really use. And if I especially when on a day that I work, don't ask me anything. I'm coming home, I'm sitting for the evening.
Okay.
That's it. Do you
That's
want to
what
go
she's
do
doing.
Pilates? Are you kidding me? I just stood and ran around like a crazy person for 10.5 hours and you want me to do some more standing? No, chop my feet off. Not actually. But speaking of, there's a girl at work.
Wish y'all could have seen my face to that.
Her dad got an infection. This isn't funny. Her dad got an infection.
Oh my gosh.
His middle toe on one of his feet had to get amputated. So he had 9 toes. And then like a month and a half later, I shit you not, the same toe on the other foot. Same infection. It's not funny. He gets amputated. So now his daughter at work, she calls him 8-Toe Joe.
Oh my
And she's like, I'm not going to say that to him though because he's really upset about it. Obviously. Yeah, obviously. But I just thought that was a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
So, staying home is my favorite.
Okay. She loves staying home.
I love to stay home.
I put one more on here and kind of there's no point, if we had a huge audience, this would be something I would want people to respond to.
Yeah.
But feel free to respond if you'd like to. The makeup eraser,
Yeah.
like the little soft
Yeah.
things. I got a couple of those in my stocking because I wanted them. I was like, oh, I forgot about those. How fun. And I just wonder what the point of them is. In the sense, like, yeah, I really like that washing my face is a lot easier because I take the layer of makeup off. But, like, I guess what about them? Do they work? Why do they work? What about them is special? Just that they're soft so they don't, like, I guess they're not harsh on your face
It's
like a washcloth would.
the use is so that they're more sustainable, so you're not using, like,
Yeah.
disposable,
But it's like, it's
whatever.
just a towel. It's just soft, right?
Yeah, because my mom accidentally ordered towels that were, like, body towels, but they felt like the makeup eraser ones, and they were horrible when you're
Yeah.
drying your body with
Yeah.
them. But I was like, "Wait a minute," and I would always use them to take my makeup off.
Yeah.
Which is probably bad, but
I
it was the same.
just don't understand, like, there's not some miracle thing. It's just like a little piece
No,
of
it's just a
fabric.
towel.
Yeah.
It's just like someone just happened to stumble upon the fact that it's obvious that, like, this type of fabric does this.
This well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been using those because not that I've put makeup on a whole bunch this month. Honestly, I don't know. If I'm going somewhere on the weekend, I haven't been doing anything crazy, and then I haven't gone into the office very much, but I have been using them as my, like, first step of skincare, I guess, because I don't really take my makeup off. Like, I'll wash my face with soap, and that's when my makeup comes off. I usually don't have a step before that is, like, removing my makeup and then washing my face. I do it all at the same time, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
they
I've
do
just been doing
say
that.
you're supposed to double cleanse. I'm lucky. You're lucky if I take my makeup off in general until the next morning. Let's be like for me, because I'm bad. I don't have a skincare routine. I should, but I don't. I don't. So honestly, I'm lazy sometimes, and sometimes I don't take off my makeup, which I also don't wear a lot of makeup. I think if I wore like
Yeah.
a full face or like mascara every time I did my makeup or whatever, I don't wear a lot of makeup. So like realistically, it's probably not
It's
hurting
not a
me.
huge
And
thing,
the
yeah.
type of makeup I wear is like skincare makeup.
Yes,
So
yeah.
it's like it's not really that bad. But yeah, no. I don't know. I
I
think
don't
you're
know.
supposed to. I just don't.
I think I just thought that they were curious. I have been using them, so I thought that was worth mentioning. Like, it's a new part of my routine, but
Yeah.
just kind of for the vibes, I guess.
Okay. My next one is gonna be Pinterest.
Ooh, fun.
I've been on Pinterest a lot lately. I'm getting a lot of inspo. It probably is just because it's the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
but I'm getting a lot of like obviously wedding stuff, a lot of knitting stuff, just a lot of like really just like pretty stuff. And I'm just like, wow,
Just so fun and girly.
just so fun and girly. Yeah. I always forget how awesome Pinterest is until I get on it. I'm like, this is amazing. This makes me want to like live life.
Yeah. I do like when I have something that I need as a stretch, but like I want to use Pinterest for.
Mhm.
It's like, I don't know. It relights the spark for
Yeah.
Pinterest every time there's something new to pin. Like, yeah, when it came to like wedding stuff, I'm like, wow, I've unlocked a whole new level of Pinterest.
Yeah. Do you have any more?
No.
Gee, I only had one more, and it's not that exciting, but like it's been a fave before, I think, but it's a fave again, and it's popcorn.
Ooh,
Because I go through in
for
and out
sure.
of my popcorn phases
Yeah.
too, and right now I'm in a popcorn phase,
we love popcorn.
and I'm pretty happy about it. Which I'm really wasteful. I'm gonna be honest with you guys about this. This is gonna be a confession. I'm really wasteful with popcorn because a lot of times I make popcorn for me, and Adam's not in the mood for popcorn,
Yeah.
and so I eat half of the popcorn. I set the bowl on the counter. I wake up. I throw the rest of the popcorn away.
I did that the other
Because
day.
I don't have a big enough bag
Yeah.
to save it.
And it's not going to like, it
Be
doesn't
the same.
save.
No,
Yeah.
because you want it warm and like, yeah.
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 I wanted popcorn really bad last week when Justin was on a work trip. And I'm like, I feel so wasteful. But like, I wanted popcorn, but like, I am going to throw half of it away because I'm not going to overindulge. Like, I'm done eating. I'm done with the popcorn.
I feel
But
like
like,
popcorn-
it feels so wasteful.
I agree.
Yeah.
I also feel like popcorn has gotten more expensive. I feel like it used to be like a really cheap snack, but maybe it's because now I'm a like popcorn, like now I'm like have a specific popcorn that I buy.
Yeah.
And like I won't buy the off brand anymore. I'll just buy like the one that I want.
For sure. That is
Maybe that's
one thing
part of
I am picky about. I
Yeah.
love a good generic and off brand, but when it comes to popcorn, I get a certain popcorn or else it's not worth it
Yeah.
because it's not going to hit.
True.
I do love popcorn because I also like I will crave movie theater popcorn more than I should, and that's like a normal thing. People like movie theater popcorn, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, we should go see a movie, but I only go for the popcorn. Like I don't actually really want to see any of the movies playing right now, but if we go to the movies, then I
But
could
it's
get popcorn.
different because they're butter
Yeah.
machine. It's just like
And it's so good. And like we get the free refills and everything, which like I mean, honestly, if I'm getting 2 buckets of popcorn, like that's bad, but like I mean, also how budget friendly. It's
exactly
included.
like it's
Free refills.
free, yummy popcorn, the best popcorn you've ever had, and it's
Best.
free.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us again. We hope that you enjoyed our January faves and our gossip, really.
Yeah. We hope you loved listening to us.
Yeah.
We hope that you paused and gave your opinions too.
Mhm. I love to do that. We hope that you stopped in between certain conversations to agree with us. I mean, you could disagree with us, but I really hope you agreed with us.
But you don't disagree with us because we're right.
Yeah, I mean, we've never
So,
been wrong before.
and we're like saying some of the things that people aren't saying, to be real with you. I feel like we were pretty transparent giving like, I just don't think that like, I think some people aren't being completely honest with themselves about their opinions on these topics.
Agree.
I think we did a good job playing neutral parties in both of our pop culture things.
Yeah, I think so too. We get it.
Love
Love
ya.
ya. Bye.
Tune in to the 14 Steps Away podcast every Monday for a new episode. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, rate, review, and share. Watch every week on Spotify or YouTube, and listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.